Welcome to Feminine Spaces, a sacred home for women 40 plus, like you, who are endlessly curious about your growth, your wisdom, and your radiant life. Hi, I'm Vanessa. Founder of Feminine Spaces. And today, we're diving into a conversation that has the power to completely transform the way you see yourself and your future. Today, we are talking about something that silently shapes everything in your life. Limiting beliefs. Those invisible scripts that whisper, you're not ready, you're too old, it's too late, and keep you playing small. But here's the truth. You are not your beliefs. You are the infinite, luminous woman behind them. And today, I thought I'm going to show you exactly how to dissolve those old patterns that step into the next glorious chapter of your life. This is going to be part storytelling, part soul work, part real world strategy, because you deserve the tools that actually work in your busy, beautiful life. So let's structure this around 5 key steps. First, become the observer of your mind. I know it's difficult. We have so many thoughts in there, but just stop and kind of give yourself space. Let's start here in the place where you become the observer. You cannot change what you're fused to. You must become the observer of your thoughts, not their prisoner. Imagine yourself sitting on a cozy park bench, watching your thoughts. They're floating by like clouds. Some clouds say, I'm not good enough. Others say, I always mess things up. When you see them as thoughts, you start to realize that you don't actually believe them. You can simply watch, smile, and let them drift by. Let me think about an example too. No, let's first go to this example. And it has to do with morning journaling ritual. Because you know I love a ritual. So every morning, write down 5 thoughts you notice without judging them. Just awareness. This builds muscle memory for detachment. Here's a psychological insight. The brain is plastic. Observing thoughts weaken the neural pathways of limiting beliefs and strengthens self-awareness. So step number 2 is to name the lie. When you can actually identify clearly what it is, it doesn't have an effect on you. So limiting beliefs survive because they hide a shadow. When you name the lie, in that second step, after you journal and you identify, you name the lie. And if you hear the voice that says, you'll never find love at your age, name it. This is the scarcity lie. It's not my truth. That's what you say. This is a scarcity lie that I will not find love at my age. And then you identify it. Next thing you can do is post-it affirmation walls. Place post-its on your mirror with the truth you want to embody. I'm timeless, I'm magnetic, I am worthy now. The spiritual insight of this is that naming disarms the ego's sneaky power It aligns you back with your soul's infinite truth. Step number 3 is it rewires the emotional body. So the way that you rewire the emotional body is you can't only depend on logic alone, because it doesn't dissolve the beliefs that are rooted in the emotion. You must feel the new truth, not just think it. And it's such a difficult conversation, so I hope that you are appreciating the lovely environment, all right? Because lovely environments during difficult conversations make it a little bit easier. So here's an example you can use: embodied visualization. Every night before bed, close your eyes and feel the woman you're becoming. See her, taste her life, feel her joy. Marinate in that vibration for 90 seconds. Ooh, here's a neuroscience tip. Emotions are 5 times more powerful than logic in rewiring neural pathways. So think about it like this: visualization plus emotions equals subconscious transformation. And then in step number 4, surround yourself with that expansive energy. You are the average of the energies you allow into your sacred space. You must curate your environment, your friends, your mentors, media, even the self-talk, to normalize expansion. With example number 4, I thought we could think about conscious community, like what we're in right now within Feminine Spaces. It's where you find women who remind you of who you're becoming, not who you were. On this channel, I've shared with you that when I was 38, my late husband passed away from cancer. And as many of you know, I have a son who's severely autistic. And I remember after my late husband passing away, I had some acquaintances that said to me, this kind of personal story goes along with the theme of what we're saying. I had an acquaintance that said, well, now you're 38, you've been married 2 times, you know, regardless of how you are financially and the way that you look, it's really difficult to have another husband with the situation that you're in, being a widow, being 38, and having a special needs child. And I have to tell you, it affected me in such a way that I bit into what she had to say. And it really triggered some of the thoughts that I was thinking about the situation, quite frankly, myself. And then I shared it with some of my girlfriends. So first I identified the thought, which is that I am not going to find love at 38. I won't find it again. And then I looked at it and I said, but that's not true. I'm intelligent, I'm kind, I am fun, I am financially stable. I lived in Florida, and Florida is like the best vibe. And I said, I'm not gonna listen to that woman, what that woman has to say, because I am the creator of my own life. And whatever projection she was putting on me had nothing to do with myself. So then I started talking to my girlfriends, and they were like, girl, don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know who you are. She doesn't know your circle of influence. She doesn't know your friends and the family who love you, and of course are gonna support you in whatever that you do because you choose to do it. And that circle of influence and my friends really changed the way that I saw myself, and thinking, I am viable on the market, regardless of my circumstance. I'm still intelligent, I'm kind, I'm funny, I have so much fun, I love to live life, I'm a good partner, and those are the things that dictate that I am a good partner and that I will remarry again, regardless of my circumstances with having a special needs son. So by being able to identify the limiting belief, by being able to look at it clearly for what it was, and for looking within myself and identifying, wait, that's not my truth. That's that acquaintance's truth, and it has nothing to do with me. Then it helped me just build my confidence back up, especially after losing someone, after being married for 10 years, and going on to now. At 56, I got remarried at 42. I live in another continent. I'm in Sweden with a magnificent husband, living my best life. And my special needs son lives 10 minutes from me in the most amazing apartment with full-time staff. And had I listened to her, perhaps the trajectory of my life would have been something else. Okay, so now back to the regularly scheduled program. When you think about what we're talking about here, the mirroring that we desire, it's like a subtle NLP. If you're here, you're already a woman who is choosing expansion. You already belong to the feminine space sisterhood, so welcome home. It's important to surround yourself with people who think the way you want to start thinking. And then step number 5 is to take micro actions daily. Belief changes through evidence. When you act opposite of the old story, even in the tiniest ways, you prove to your brain we are safe, we are evolving. So here's example number 5, the 5-second rule. When you hear it, the inner critic, count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, from Mel Robbins, and take one brave action. Send an email, smile at a stranger, book the trip. And here's a bonus tip. Celebrate every brave action. Your subconscious loves rewards. Remember, you're not broken. You don't need fixing. You are simply remembering who you always were. The work of overcoming limiting beliefs isn't about changing yourself. It's about returning to yourself. And as you do, everything around you shifts. This is the feminine space's way. Living from your soul, loving your wisdom, leading with grace. If this message resonates with you, subscribe. Soon you will have the Feminine Manifesto that you will receive in your email, and it opens you up to receiving weekly little nuggets of wisdom. Share this with another woman who's ready to rise. And know that this sanctuary, it's your home for deeper growth, conscious living, and radiant sisterhood. I'll see you in the next video.